Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good morning to our West Coast. Good afternoon to the East Coast. Got a special guest today. It's kind of like last minute. I asked Mr. Metzger yesterday if he wanted to come and be a guest speaker on today's topic, because it's really his fault to why we don't do summer camps anymore. Which is a good thing. Yes, exactly. All right, guys, we're going to give it about a minute or so. As everybody is jumping in, it automatically has you with your camera off. So if you have the ability to turn your camera on, would really appreciate that. Just makes it more fun, more engaging. Yeah, the Midwesterners. So I guess it's like kind of brunch time for you guys, right? It's not really morning, not really afternoon. I'd love to know in the comments, yes or no, are you running a like full-time summer camp program this summer? Like, you know, drop them off in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon. Yes or no in the comments. Just gives us a good idea. We got 2 yeses, couple no's, another yes. Right. Mets, I know you guys used to. Do you have any of your current schools that are running full summer camps anymore?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think so. It's always up to the teams, but we have no vans. I don't think any of us are doing full-fledged summer camps, no.
Okay. Miss Lampert, we have 7 weeks of day camp, full day, and then a week of a sleep. Oh, wow. Sleepaway camp. That's next level. Sleepaway camp. Only doing 5 weeks, 8 to 4. Yes, a full camp. Yes, a full camp. All right, cool. As you guys are coming in, please turn your cameras on for us. And Mats, if you're ready to rock and roll, I'll go ahead and get this party started. Good?
I'm ready.
All right. So, you know, we do have a lot of people that are running camps here, which I'm surprised, because we're like talking about things that you would potentially do if you're not running camps, but you could, you know, do both. I'd love to know, for those of you that are both doing the camps and not doing the camps, when you hear, you know, I am running a full 8-week summer camp, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., what thoughts immediately come to mind? Just put that in the chat. You hear that somebody's running a full-fledged, maybe it's 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, all-day camp. What do you think? All right. Yes, Miss Melissa says exhaustion. Fair enough. Mr. Hurtado, staffing. Mr. Molnar, dollar signs. I wish I had the tools and resources to do so. Miss Lampard says fun. Okay, that's not a word that comes to my mind, but I love that it's for you. Virginia says no thanks. Mr. Silva says stress. All right. Yeah, so we've got kind of, you know, 2 ends of the spectrum here. Miss Dawn says no thanks. Okay, so what we wanted to do today was to kind of put together some options for you that you can do these if you are running a full-time summer camp, and if you're not running a full-time summer camp. I will say, if you are running full-time summer camps, I don't know if you're necessarily going to have the capacity, the want, the desire to do what we're going to be going over today. But I think, you know, all of us on here want to ensure that our total gross revenue doesn't go down in the summer, right? And oftentimes you hear from schools that, you know, their revenue goes down during the summer for various reasons. People are traveling, they're putting people on pause, and they don't do like a time extended guarantee like Maya teaches. I think a lot of people are curious to know what type of offers work best in the summer as well, right? Are there specific offers that we should push in the summer versus, you know, non-summer? And I don't know about you, but when Mr. Metzger said, I don't want you running summer camps anymore, my question was like, okay, well then what am I going to be doing? Give me a menu of options of what I'm going to be doing to replace that, you know, potential income that was coming in from the summer camps. So if that all kind of sounds good to you, us discussing how to ensure that your, you know, billing check doesn't take a dump, having a killer offer for the summer, and also having options, right? Mets, what do you always say about options? Life is better with
Options. Right.
Yeah, I'll say it for you.
Thank you, Chris.
So that's what we're going to give you guys. We're going to give you guys 9 different options that are not about running full-fledged summer camps. If all that sounds good, give me a yes in the comments and we will get this party started for you. All right. Awesome. Look, you like that, Mets last minute? Added you to the keynote.
Thank you so much.
How old was that picture? Yeah. How old is
that's
that?
Probably 15 years at least.
Okay. Well, you still kind of look the same way, you know, the bald head and everything.
Thank you, Chris. Hey, Chris,
Yes.
let me just, can I pre-frame one thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
All right. Thank you for bringing up the beautiful group. I love seeing half of them with their cameras on and the other half in the dark who might be playing like Candy Crush or something. But that's okay, guys. It's okay. Hey, I want to make sure everyone understands something. There is nothing wrong with doing summer camps. The reason we're on this webinar today is, I believe, as a martial artist, when you were a student in class, you may have had a dream or a goal or a thought, someday I'd love to teach. And then as you were an instructor, you may have had a dream or a goal or a thought of, man, I'd really like to own my own school someday, or make my way up to be a chief instructor for this company, whatever it was. I don't believe you were standing in class saying, man, I can't wait to buy vans and have kids at my school from 7:30 to 6. I just don't think you were probably thinking that. Now, if you grew up in a school where you were a student in a summer camp and you thought, man, I can do this, that's okay. However, the reason we have these 9 things is we did summer camp for one reason and after school pickup for one reason only, and it was to generate revenue. We didn't do it because we just love doing it. We did it because it was a moneymaker. So the 9 things you're going to get today was I did it for 15 years. And we haven't done it for over 10 years now, 10, 11, 12 years. I had to figure out, how can I make life easier on my team, my school, the cleanliness, the organization, but still generate that much revenue or more without doing it. That's what these 9 things are. And I also want to pre-frame that if you hear the very first thing and in your mind, for some reason, you're like, that'll never work, or I'm not going to do that, you don't tune out. There's 8 other things that are coming. So pick what you think you can implement. And this year, it's too late. If you're doing summer camp, you're doing it. But if you really trust the process, by next year, if you do not want summer camp, you do not need to have summer camp for the revenue. And every one of my schools has jumped in revenue when we got rid of after school and summer camp. Every one of them, everyone. So there's reasons behind that. So I just wanted to pre-frame with that, Chris.
Awesome. And guys, when I started working with Mr. Metzger, I was doing summer camps. I was doing after school. And our very first call, he said, you know, give me some time and I'm going to get you to a place where you're not going to feel like you need to do that anymore. So I started running camps back in 2009. I actually went through my Facebook, all of my photos, and I found this picture. This was in like the back end of the parking lot because I wanted to bring them outside to play kickball. And we played kickball on concrete and always had to have the Band-Aids kind of nearby when we first started doing it. And this was at my instructors that I started running these summer camps. And it started with just 1 week, right? We had parents like, hey, it'd be cool if you ran a summer camp. So I did it for a week. And then they said, could you do more weeks? So that turned into doing it for 2 weeks. And then 3 weeks. And then when I opened up Gracie Pack MMA, we were running the full-fledged. I mean, in some summers here in Hillsborough County, there were 10 weeks of summer camp, right? Starting at 7 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. And we started my very first one up here. There was 20 kids. And at the height of our summer camps, we had over 100 kids a week. Okay. Here's just a couple of pictures to kind of showcase going on those. Man, I dreaded field trips, to be honest with you, but Mosey, going to Chuck E. Cheese, kind of a funny side story. My very first job ever making $5.50 an hour was at this Chuck E. Cheese that I used to bring our campers to. bringing them to bounce houses. And I just remember that feeling of being on field trips and this constant need to do head counts. Metz, am I a little bit of a control freak, would you say? I mean, just
No,
a little,
on a 1
yeah.
to 10, you're a 1 probably.
Yeah, right. I never felt comfortable not going on those field trips because my mindset typically kind of goes like worst case scenario and what could happen worst case scenario out on a field trip. So it was like every 5 minutes doing these head counts, and it was stressful, and there was a lot of gross revenue involved. But to me, the level of stress, like Mr. Metzger said, when I was envisioning owning my martial arts school, when I was going up through the ranks at a junior taekwondo school as a kid, summer camp wasn't involved in that. So there are easier, I believe, these are easier ways to increase the revenue. But before we dive in, Metz, we got to talk about the policy that we have and we teach all of our Maya clients to have in terms of the extended time guarantee and pausing time and not payments. So we got a lot of slides to go through, but Metz, can you just kind of quickly touch on the importance of this policy and having it in your school?
Yeah, I'm sure all of you have had people say, hey, we're traveling. Is there any way we can freeze our payments for the summer or freeze our payments for 2 months? So over 32 years of being in business, what we do anytime a student enrolls is we turn the objection into a positive when someone enrolls with us. And we say, by the way, you can't really do this if you're a month to month. So I just want to say, if you're doing month to month memberships, people just cancel for the summer. We'll be back in the fall. I mean, so we're not here to do a webinar on month to month or contracts or time, right, commitments. But if you're doing a term of some sort, we tell people when they enroll, we say, by the way, we want to let you know, unlike a health club, we have a lot of people that travel for the summer. We have kids that play soccer or do a baseball season. The great thing about us is, even though you make your payments while you're gone, you never lose your time with us. So you will always get your time back on the end. You don't lose your time with us. So we do freeze time. We don't freeze payments. Do you have any questions about that? And they go, no, that's great. And we say, fantastic. I mean, so you take a negative and make it into a positive. So we do not lose any payments going into summer ever. Okay. Now, we're not going to get into this, but some of you may be thinking, okay, well, at the end of their term, what do they get? 2 months free? Yes. However, they usually go into a different program and we just take 2 months of a credit and apply it to the next program if that's what they choose to do. So a lot of you die in the summer because people travel, your class sizes go down, and your payments, your billing goes down because people freeze payments. That's number one. Start making it clear that you freeze time, not payments.
Curious, guys, let us know in the chat, yes or no. Have you implemented this policy of the time extended guarantee that Mr. Metzger just went over? I got a couple of yeses. Okay, that's awesome. That's great to hear. And guys, if you've never been on one of our webinars, we're going to ask you to participate. We're going to ask you to get in that chat box. It gives us a great feedback loop. So please do. Yes, for the entire time we've been open. Awesome. Okay, not yet. This is something I will be doing. Awesome. Very good. Mrs. Farrell, that one takeaway. If you take nothing else away, that one takeaway was worth being on the webinar today. Okay. So, Metz, we get a lot of questions about offers in the summer, right? Offers in the summer. And I think depending on class spots available, that could play a role in whether or not you're choosing to offer this, right? If your white belt classes or your beginner classes are just incredibly packed, we'd probably want to take a look at your schedule and see if there's any tweaks that we can make. But this Train for the Entire Summer is an offer that we've been doing for, I want to say, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years. And it is an incredible offer. So Metz, why would we offer like 8 weeks of training that includes a uniform, a t-shirt for a price point of like $149? And can you kind of explain the Train for the whole summer?
Okay, so first of all, the reason why we would do that is we have a system in place where we will convert these people in the 3rd week of their training. Okay, and again, These are details, but I know you're probably saying, well, all you're giving me is an overview. No, put this offer out, train the whole summer for only $149. And what we're going to do is we're going to get bodies in your school. Number two, you have to define what the whole summer is. For us, it's 8 weeks. The summer is 8 weeks. So people say, well, what if they join in July on this summer special? They get 8 weeks. If they join tomorrow on this special, they get 8 weeks, right? The other thing that I'm going to tell you is limit this to only X number of people because you can't overcrowd your mats. That's called a call to action. So when somebody calls because they see your offer, you got to let them know, say, yes, this is an offer we do once a year. Unfortunately, we can only take 20 spots because we can't overcrowd our mats. Would you like to take advantage of this special and secure a spot now? You need a call to action to get people to just jump on it and take action. The next thing I'm going to give you a tip on, it's about getting bodies into your school to do conversions through the summer, which if you do them right, should generate revenue. Do not be short-term thinkers. Don't be like, man, if we get 10 people on this, that's only $1,500 for like the whole summer. It's not about the $1,500. It's about the $25,000 that 10 new students or 15 new students can bring you over the long term. Why is that important? Because on a summer special, you should be using GrowPro to get your ads out there and be blasting this and up your ad spend, number one. But number two, this is a great opportunity to get into your school systems if you work with children, okay? Get into the school systems. And I'm going to use an extreme example. If you don't have a relationship with your schools, you can say, hey, we have a lot of students in common between us and you guys. We love to be a partner in education with you. One of the things that we do, now pay attention, this is a detail. One of the things that we do over the summer is we do an 8-week martial arts character education program for the kids so the learning doesn't stop when school gets out. And this keeps the kids in the mode of learning so they're that much better when school starts. If you're willing to get this out for us, school, we will donate 100% of the money back to your PTA or your principal discretionary fund. Now the school is an incentive. So if the school got you 20 students, you're cutting them a check for $3,000, but it's money in, money out. Would you pay $3,000 to get 20 students on your floor? Only if you know how to convert students, you would. If you don't know how to convert students, you might say, no, I'm not doing that, right? That's an extreme example. You could say we will donate 50% of the money back to the school, but you got to do something that's going to be a win for the school, a daycare, a summer camp, a boys and girls club, anywhere there's your market, to get bodies on your mat while you have existing students that travel and some room opens up on the mat, because you don't want the energy to go down when you have 3 people in a class in the middle of summer. So you pack in on your beginner classes. So this is why we do a low price point, because it's all about converting people to the longer term, thinking. Okay, Chris, what are some of those questions?
Yeah, no questions have come in yet, but one of the things I wanted to make sure is that if you were on this webinar live, that we gave you some of the tools and resources to make this successful. And I think oftentimes this is where school owners kind of get stuck in their track. They're like, okay, I've bought in, I understand this is the offer that I'm going to be pushing. I want to go have that conversation maybe with the local elementary school. I'm going to do the train for the whole summer, but I need a flyer, right? So I was able to talk to Mr. Metzger, and we are going to be providing you guys with 4 resources in order to help you kick this off the ground. And it's only for the people that are on live. At the end, I'm going to give you the Google Drive link. So if you're wanting to do the train for the whole summer, we have an editable file that we are going to send you, and you can edit this on your own, just so that this helps you get off the ground. Because I think a lot of school owners get stuck there. They're like, this is a great idea, but I need the asset to make it run. Okay, so at the end, I'm going to give you guys a link to that as a bonus for being on live. Virginia says thank you. Whit says awesome. Okay, but you got to stay on till the end, guys. Very cool. And there's 3 other bonuses that are in there. So You got to do the time extended guarantee. That's a policy you should implement. This is the offer we're recommending in terms of your summer trial special. Now let's get into the 9 different marketing strategies and campaigns that you can use to increase revenue this summer. So the first one is the summer seminar series. And guys, write this down. And like Mr. Metzger said in the beginning, maybe we go over this first one and you're like, no, that's not my jam. No worries. There are 8 more. So Metz, what is the summer mini seminars series?
So when I got rid of summer camp, I had to figure out a way, how do I make my staff's life easier and generate some revenue? This is one of those things. So what we did was we picked a day, and originally when we started, we picked a Friday. So let's say your classes start at 5 o'clock on Friday. I don't know when your classes start, but let's just pretend your first evening class starts at 5 on Friday. What I did is once a week for 8 weeks in the summer, I said, let's do a mini seminar, started at 4 o'clock. So now my guys have to work 1 extra hour a week, 1 extra class a week. So from 4 to 5, we do a mini seminar with a different theme each week. So one week it might be, it's different depending on your stuff, but we might do a nunchuck seminar, a bow staff seminar, a grappling seminar. If you're a jujitsu school, a submission seminar, sweep seminar. It doesn't matter. What would be exciting for kids or adults or whoever, for those people who can make it at 4 o'clock, and not everybody can, but there's no expense to what I'm telling you to do. You can't fail at this. It's 1 extra class a week. And we charged, I think we charged, what did we charge? $99 for all 8 weeks, Chris?
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
$99 for all 8 weeks. Now pay attention. When somebody says to you, oh, we're going to be gone for two weeks in the summer, so we can't do it. Well, you could also pay $20, I think, a seminar. But we say, look, instead of paying $20 a seminar, once you come to 5, you might as well just do the $99 for all 8 weeks. It's still cheaper. And my goal was to get 20 students, just 20. And for you, it might be 10. Let's just say you get 10. If you could get 10 people to pay you $99, you just generated $1,000 over 8 weeks without expense. I want to be clear. There's no expense. So that broke down in my mind. Here's what I thought about. Okay, so that's $500 a month that I'm gonna bring in revenue, in profitability for the company, because there's no expense to teach 1 extra class a week. So $1,000 for 8 weeks is $500 a month. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's 500. In our case, it was 1,000 because I wanted 20 kids. But this is how you need to think. What kind of revenue, if you run a summer camp, don't look at how much gross you're bringing in. How much net is the company bringing in after you pay for vans and staff and insurance and snacks and field trip or whatever you do, minus all that. And then this is how much you really need to generate in profit. How can I make that up without a summer camp? That's how I was thinking. So that's the mini seminars. Very easy, no risk, no extra work really, except 1 extra class a week.
Yeah, and for those of you that might not be, solely focused on the kids, you have this option for the adults. So it's kind of, a similar option, but you could also do both if you have kids and adult programs. Metz, can you talk about the Summer Self-Defense 8-week series?
So real quickly, so listen, it's 8 weeks. Here's what we do in May, this month. We will do a free 90-minute, free self-defense seminar for all the teachers, faculty, and staff. We invite them at the public schools. We'll market it to them for doing such a great job. We're doing a free 90-minute self-defense seminar. All of the parents in your school, their coworkers, their friends. But of course, you need to limit this to how much space you can have on the mat. Here's how we market this. Now, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So in that 90 minutes, what we will do is we will cover 8 different attacks and 1 defense against 8 different attacks. What if somebody gets you to the ground? What if somebody comes up behind you? What if somebody's trying to grab your purse? Whatever it is, right? Cover 8 different attacks in 1 move. have them work together, have fun. We always mix in a couple push-ups, a couple jump. We want to make it a little bit cardio, but not too hard. At the end of that free seminar, we say, hey, look, you guys did an unbelievable job. It looks like you had a lot of fun. You guys see that these are some great techniques that potentially, God forbid, if you're ever in a situation, may help you. However, today we covered 8 different things and only one way to get out of that danger for each of those 8 attacks. We decided we are going to do an 8-week self-defense series. It's going to be once a week, every Saturday at 8 a.m., every Friday at 7 p.m. Whenever you want to put it on your schedule. It's going to be 1 hour, once a week for 8 weeks. It's normally $199 for the seminar, but because you guys participated in our free class today, let me go an extreme just to make this easy for you. We're going to give you 50% off. If you want to sign up for the 8-week seminar, self-defense seminar series, it's only $99. So my goal on this was, can I get 20 people in this self-defense seminar? If I can, now I'm generating another $1,000 a month for 2 months. So now I have 1,000 from my mini seminars, and you can't get 20, depends on how many students you have, right? It might be 10, but now I thought, okay, now I'm bringing in $2,000 a month in pure profit because there's no expense. Now my guys are required to teach 2 extra classes a week right now from what we just went over. 2 classes a week. We charge for it. They're on a salary. If you're an owner operator, it's 2 extra hours a week you're going to work. And now you generate an extra $1,000 a month if you only got 10 people in each, or you generate an extra $2,000 a month if you got 20 people, right? So now I'm like, okay, so there's $2,000 a month in profit. It's that simple. Now, some of you might say it didn't work. We only got 5 people. At the end of the day, yes, this self-defense was for us adults only. At the end of the day, if you had 5 people, is it worth an extra $500 a month? Or I'm sorry, it's $250 a month if you cut it in half at $99. I said I wanted to take an extreme example to teach an extra hour a week. That's for you to decide, right? I think it's worth it for an extra hour if I'm not doing 7 in the morning till 6 or 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's worth it for me. But you might get 30 people in this class. I'm just saying these are things that have no expense and no risk. So that's the summer self-defense series.
And again, guys, this is just the upfront cash collected. The ultimate goal is to turn them into, a long-term student. So these are just great ways to attract new people into your school.
By the way, real quick, anytime you do an 8-week anything, but this self-defense series is what this is called an 8-week trial, guys. It's disguised with a theme, summer self-defense series. It's really an 8-week trial. Anytime you do something like this or that summer special, you have to have a system to convert people 3 to 4 weeks in, no more than halfway through their trial, when it's still fun, exciting, and it's not the end of their trial when you're just playing phone tag, seeing if they want to enroll now. You get them 3 or 4 weeks in. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Metz, can we over deliver here and just talk them through what that process is? 3 to 4 weeks. What does that look like? Can we do that?
Yeah, if you guys want to put your credit card numbers in the chat box, we're going to get that. We'll get you in the My Elite program. We'll hit that in detail. No, I'm kidding. Here's the deal. I love how everybody just doesn't think that's funny. Anytime you talk about money and credit cards, that's just not funny to them. It's funny to me. It's just not funny to them. Anyway, here's the deal, guys. When you enroll somebody on a trial or an 8-week summer self-defense series in this case, right? Or that summer trial, you got to know a couple things. Number one, why are you signing up for this trial? What do you hope, customer, to get out of this program? Why are you here and not at the gym? Or why aren't you in daycare? Or why aren't you doing dance or soccer? You're here for a reason. We already have your credit card. Yes, sir. We'll run that immediately. So you got to know what they're looking for, and you got to write it down. You got to know that, right? The next thing you need to do when they sign up for this trial, okay, is set what we call a progress check appointment in the 3rd week of their training. And you have to have an excuse for that. What you're not going to do is you're not going to say, hey, what I'd like to do is set up a conversion appointment with you in 3 weeks, right? Hey, I'd like to set up a progress check appointment with you in about 3 weeks, because after 3 weeks, you might have questions. We want to get some feedback. We want to give you some feedback. We want to know how you're enjoying the classes. What's a good day to set that up? We'll set it up right now. We put it on the calendar. We hand them an appointment card. We'll see you in 3 weeks, Wednesday at 6 o'clock or whenever it is, right? The day before, we will call them and just remind them, hey, can't wait to see you, get some feedback for our progress check appointment. Okay, they come to the progress check appointment. Number one, you may want to write this down. Number one, how are you enjoying the program? Very simple. How are you enjoying it? Now, if you don't have a method, if you're just filling people in class and you're not communicating with your instructors, or you yourself are not reviewing every day who's on trial, what they're there for, I don't know the answer you're going to get. We get an answer of he's loving it, or I'm loving it, or she's loving it. Okay. So how are you enjoying the program? Number two, if it's a child involved, you're going to say, well, how is Johnny liking the program? Or how is Sarah liking the program? That's number two. Number three, well, look, I know when you came in a few weeks back, you had told me you want to get in better shape, or want to learn some self-defense, or you wanted more focus for your child or more confidence, whatever it was they told you. So number three is, hey, I know when you came in, you said you wanted to see this. Can you see how this program can really help you with X, or help Johnny with X? I will not say, has Johnny gotten more focused now? It's only been 3 weeks. So I got to phrase this properly and say, can you see how this program would help Johnny with blank, or with you with blank? That should be a yes as well. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just repeat what they just said. I'm going to say, well, look, since you are really enjoying the program, since Sarah's enjoying the program, and since you could really see how this is going to help with X, write the word if down on your paper. If you want to make sure you're successful with this, if is an important word. If this is something that you would continue with, or would want to continue with, would you want to know how you can save some money on the program? That is also a yes answer. Now, if you don't say if, and you say, well, look, do you want to know how you can save money on the program? They might say, we want to finish the trial out. If this is something you think you're going to want to continue with, would you want to know how you can save money on the program? Of course I would. Okay. Well, look, for example, you're on our summer special. You paid $149 for 8 weeks. You're currently in your 3rd week. I'll tell you what, since you're enjoying it, Johnny's enjoying it, you can see how it can help. If you want to enroll now, I'll apply the whole $149 to your program. I'll still give you the remainder of the 5 weeks. We won't have your first payment start until the end of the 5 weeks. Would you like to take advantage of that savings and enroll now? That is the closing question. Would you like to take advantage of that savings and enroll now? It's either yes or no. But if it's a no, and by the way, listen to me, guys. If they say, well, I want to talk to my spouse, or let me talk to Johnny about it, or let me think, that's a no. No comes in many different forms. That's a no. But we're in week 3. No problem at all. I'll tell you what, why don't you let me know, but let me just pencil you in next week in case you don't catch me or I don't catch you. Let's just set up 5 minutes and I'll just revisit and we'll just see if this is something you want to do, and there's no pressure at all. What's good for you next week if I don't hear from you first? And then what I will do is I will tell my instructors, or I will tell myself if I'm an owner operator, in my mind, I don't care what the reason was. I can only control me. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to assume they don't see enough value to just pull the trigger and do it now. So over the next week, I'm going to make sure I up the game on the value, more personal attention, more praising, more rewarding, more spotlighting. Then I'm going to meet with them again in a week. If they say, we really want to just wait and see until the end of the trial, I'll wait a couple more weeks and I'll say, you guys are doing great. Listen, I know we talked about it. My point is they're still coming on the mat. If you wait till the end of the trial and they say, you know what, let me go home, I'm going to talk to my spouse, and they're at the end of their trial, they're not coming back in your building unless they're ready to sign up. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the phone and say, hey, I wonder, did you talk to your spouse? Did you want to sign up? And then you probably won't follow up again because it's uncomfortable. You got to get that progress check appointment where you still have weeks left to try to show them the value. And you got to assume it is you that failed to do that. You. If they say, I don't know if we can afford it right now, there's not enough value in your program. Okay. I got to talk to my spouse. I don't know yet. It's not enough value in my program. You just got to make that assumption because that's all you can control. So that is how you do those progress check appointments, but you got to know why they're there in the first place. Okay.
Awesome share, Metz. I put a post in the Martial Arts Entrepreneurs group yesterday. It was 4 words. It said underrated skill, following up. And I think a lot of schools, school owners, program directors struggle with this. And this system that he just gave you will help you with the follow-up and not waiting until the end of the 8 weeks to start doing the follow-up. Okay. All right. We still got a ton more to unpack. So let's get to number 3. And this is something that everybody can easily implement. I mean, this should get printed today and start putting this out. Summer private lesson packages. Metz, what should they do with this one?
So I had a client that I worked with for the last 13 years or something. When I started working with him, he was telling me how they were generating an average of $20,000 a month in private lessons. Today, they average over $40,000 a month in private lessons. At the time, I had no idea how that was done. So I asked, well, how do you do that, right? And I always say that's the benefit of what My Elite is. It's not my spiel. I'm just the funnel for everything everybody has done, unbelievably successful, and we pass it on and we package it. So here's another thing that just doesn't take a lot of time or effort, but generates a lot of revenue. What we do is we sell a summer private lesson package. So I had to think of a couple things. So I wanted to sell eight lessons, okay? Because once a week, it'll get me through 8 weeks of the summer. Typically, we'll wait a week after school ends. We always want to finish up a week before school starts, right? Or a week before school starts, whatever your summer is. But again, this is no expense. So what we did is I said, okay, well, they have to buy an 8-pack. I only want to sell 5. So 5 at $480, everybody, okay, is like, what is that, $1,900? Or no, $2,400. $2,400. What is it, Chris?
You want me to get a calculator out, sir?
Well, I'm just, I'm just spewing numbers.
What was it? 480 times
5.
Yeah, it's $2,400.
That's what I thought. So $2,400. Okay. And again, I was thinking, okay, $2,400 without expense. Well, why do I keep saying without expense? Because if you're an owner operator, you're just teaching an extra hour each day now, right? Each day. The reason I said I'll only take 5 is, in theory, I have an opening on Monday, I have an opening Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just to teach 1 extra hour a day, okay? Or my staff. Now, if somebody wants to do 2 on Monday or whatever, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it comes out to an extra 1 hour per day in a private lesson. And if I teach 5, that's $2,400. That's an extra $1,200 a month in profit. But then I said, well, why would somebody just buy 8 private lessons? I said, we can't just sell 8. I said, we got to theme these so it's more tangible to the consumer. So we said, you get to choose. We would make an announcement, say we're only taking 5. Once we take 5, it's closed. But if you want to take your child or yourself to the next level over the summer with a private lesson for $480 for 8 lessons, you could do a weapons package, a sparring package, a curriculum package, if you want to catch up on curriculum, and we say, especially if you're going to be out of town or miss classes, you may want the curriculum package, or you can buy a combo package, which is a little bit of sparring, a little bit of weapons training, a little bit of curriculum. It's a little bit of all. It's first come, first serve. Sign up in the office because we're only taking 5. We sell these out every summer. It's only 5 people. So now if you're doing the math, guys, go back to what I was saying. I think we're at like $3,000 a month now in profit for only working a couple extra hours a week, but doing what we love to do and what we signed up to do, which is teach martial arts, not play dodgeball, Legos, movies, clean up little Debbie's off our mats. And I don't mean to down it, but I did summer camp. That's what it was. I just didn't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different business model. So these were the private lesson packages. So now we're generating X profit. Okay.
For me, it was the goldfish crackers, Metz, the goldfish, right? The little goldfish crumbles freaking everywhere.
For me, hey, real quick, it was Star Crunch. Anybody familiar with Star Crunch?
You're dating yourself now, sir.
Thank you very much.
So one thing real quick, because I know previously when you used to talk to me about these private lesson packages, it went in one ear out the other, because I had this mindset that the person that is teaching the private lesson should, is going to take a huge cut. And I think there's a lot of schools that operate this way. And one of the things that you said to me is, look, one of your assistant instructors, what are their hours? I said, their hours are 2 to 8. And you said, well, it doesn't matter if I ask him to go teach a class of 25. Doesn't matter if I ask him to go take the trash out. Doesn't matter if I ask him to do a one-on-one intro or teach a private lesson. I'm paying him for his time. And that was a big kind of mindset shift for me. And I think, just can you maybe like touch on that real quick? Because once you told me that, we started selling a ton of private lessons after I had a talk with my team.
Yeah, most of you will pay your instructors, and then you do a split of some sort for private lessons. And it's just not a good model, especially if you're paying a salaried employee, right? If you're paying somebody hourly, if you're paying someone $15 an hour and their hours are to come in at 4 o'clock and work till 9, it's $15 an hour. I mean, why would I pay them more to teach one student as opposed to 15 students? Like, these are your hours. I'm going to pay you $15 an hour and that's it. Or this is your salary. Your hours are between this and this. Part of your job is you're going to teach a private, you're going to teach an intro, you're going to teach a class of 20. There is no split on the private lessons. It's the profitability and the money that comes into the company that allows me to pay my guys 6 figures, right? It's all part of the success of the school. If I show you what's going on now, you can see I have guys doing filming right now. There's no extra money here. I mean, look, you guys, just if you want to take a look, do you see that they're filming? Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it. Yep.
Okay. All right. These guys are working. I mean, it's just part of the overall job, right? It's clear when we bring someone on, this would not make sense for you if you are an owner, if 70%, 60% goes to the person doing the private lesson. However, if somebody says, yes, I want to do private lessons, but I can only do them at 6 a.m., then we pay our people extra. That's off their regular work hours. But if it's during regular work hours, there is no extra. If it's off of regular work hours, of course they're going to get extra. So just understand that concept.
Awesome. All right. We still have a ton to get through, so let's keep moving. This next one is one of my favorites because I'm no longer on the schedule. I'm no longer teaching on a consistent basis. So I love doing these training days and these challenge seminars because it's Professor Chris teaching it. We usually get a really great showing, but we've done it with other instructors and it's sold out as well. So Metz, what is this super training day? You can call it a super training day. We call them challenge seminars. How does this work?
Guys, it's just, again, a disguised repetition. You could charge, let's just say $50. You see the time, date, cost, sign up by, it doesn't matter. But basically you could do a 4-hour deal. You could do a 6-hour deal. You could do anything. but you got to make it special. Again, you must limit the number of people that can attend this, or else there's no call to action to sign up quickly. But it's not about the day, it's about how can you package this to make it seem like there's more value in what you're doing. If you have different leadership students, advanced students, assistant instructors, you guys know as martial artists, some people are better at nunchucks, some people are better at fighting, some people are better at forms, some people are better at kicking, whatever, right? So you could say if it's 4 hours, let me just make this up. If it's 4 hours, it's going to be 4 45-minute sections for 4 hours straight. And then we might have some food at the end of that if you want to supply a lunch or something. If you go 8 to 12 on a Saturday, or if you want to do one day in the summer from 8 a.m. until 4, like you could do 8 hours with a little lunch in there, but you break it up into themes. And at the end, by the end of the seminar, you're going to have done over 200 kicks, 200 sit-ups, 200 punches, 200 whatever, or you're getting different instructors who can make it through the super training day or the challenge. Can you survive? You can include a $6 t-shirt that says, I survived the super training day 2023, right? Whatever can create more value and make it more exciting to the student. If you charge $50 and you can get 20 people, that's a one-day deal. That's not over 8 weeks, right? But you just generated another $1,000. But in my mind, I would say that's another $500 a month, right? $1,000 today is an average of $500 a month that I'm making up for lost revenue from summer camp that I used to do. Okay. So the thing that I don't want to forget, Chris, when you realize that all of these things don't take up even a fraction of your time compared to a summer camp, the intangible here is all the time you have to focus on your evening systems. And that's why the growth is exponential. Okay. It's exponential when you can focus and plan your evening. Okay.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. We just did it 2 weeks ago. We cap it at 40 students. We charge $50. I do 9 to noon. It's themed. This last theme was an MMA theme. The one before it was no-gi jiu-jitsu. We do a little water and fruit break. So I get some oranges and apples about halfway through. Cost me about $20. And at the end, we always have swag items left over from our holiday event, like little wristbands or keychains or dog tags. These items that charge, like, that cost us about $1 each. And they get, if they survive the challenge, they get to pick one of the swag items. And this sells out. We do it every single quarter in our academy. And it's one of my favorite because I get to do what I love doing, which is just teach jujitsu and MMA. So guys, this is so simple and easy to implement. This would be one of the ones I would make sure is on the list. All right. Next up. Excuse me. The HIT Academy. And I think this is the newer one that you guys have done at CMA. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, is the next one leadership, Chris, or no?
The next one after this.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we want to just save time, we could just show both. I could just cover both, guys, because I respect your time. So you see this summer leadership program and then go back to the HIT and the HIT Academy. Here's the deal with that. The HIT Academy is high intensity training, right? Where we will do this like on a Saturday for advanced level students only if you want. Depending on how many black belts, you can make it black belt only, creates more value if you have enough black belts, or you can open it up to everybody. And that will be, again, everything is editable. This happens to be 6 weeks. If you see that, 6 weeks of HIT Academy, but we tell people this is taking your training to another level. We have a group of instructors that will lead that here at our World Training Center, which is here. So it's at one location. We have multiple schools. Of course, if you have one school, it'll just be at your school. But the key here is how do you sell it to where it is parents, they are going to sweat. They're going to be sore. They are going to be pushed. This will take them to the next level in their martial arts training. We only want serious students to attend this. That creates the value. You can charge, does this have a sample price on it, Chris, or did we leave it off?
No, it's not on this one.
You could charge whatever you want to charge for 6 weeks. Let's just call it 99 bucks. We'll keep it low, right? 99 bucks for 6 weeks. Okay. If you think about people that pay for summer camp, how much do people pay for the summer camp? And there's definitely a different value because parents are working, but people in the summer are used to paying maybe $200 a week, right? This is 99 for 6 weeks. Okay. The leadership is the same premise. However, we have a leadership curriculum. And we say, this is going to be teaching you instructor training, how to be a leader, the characteristics, the human behavior, how to be a leader in life, whether or not you want to become an instructor someday or not. This one specifically is for advanced belts only. There's a test that they take at the end. Okay. And it's like classroom style plus on the floor training. And we have a whole table of, a whole weekly breakdown of what that is. So if you have a leadership program, okay, now there's difference between we have a leadership club, but this is a 6-week or 8-week leadership program. It's 2 hours once a week. By the way, listen up, everybody. This one we charge $799 for this. The majority of our instructors that get hired assistants have to go through this program anyway. And it's adults. Adults could be whatever age, 15 and up, 16 and up, advanced students only. And it's a clear breakdown. We capped it at 20 people. Now that may be unbelievable to you because now you take $800 times 20. Well, you could see that we just generated more than enough revenue, right? Because again, there's no expense to this, right? Because I have one of my executives that run this leadership program. But for those of you who don't have a leadership program, you could do the HIT training. And I said 99 bucks. But in theory, I think we charge $299 for HIT.
Yeah, you guys charge $299. Yep.
Yeah, $299 for this high intensity training. You get 10 people on $299, it's $3,000. The mistake some of you will make is not knowing how to build value and deliver. You cannot make it like it's just any other class that you teach anyway. You got to put some thought and work into the curriculum, the itinerary, and what you're going to do. But we have that. So that's why we're able to do this. So now this is exponential in our revenue, right? For the extra hours. And we have a team of instructors. Some run the HIT, the other executives run the leadership. That's us. But pick one and do it and limit it. And it's 6 weeks. You could start this in 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now. You could start marketing this. But if you're going to do a leadership, pay attention. It's a one-on-one invite. You sit down with the parent and say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, look, we're looking to bring up assistants. We're only taking 10 kids. I think Sarah's been doing an unbelievable job. We're doing this leadership program. Normally it's $799 with other groups in our organization, Maya, right? But we're only charging because it's our first year doing it. I'd love for Sarah to go through it. It's only $199 because it's our first year. And I really think Sarah would be great at learning all these leadership qualities. Here is the table of contents or the themes that they're going to be learning each week. At the end of this, there's a written test. We're going to talk about it. And whether or not she ever wants to become an instructor, it's definitely going to give her leadership skills to have an advantage, amongst other kids her age and going into the future. Is this something you'd be interested in? And if not, that's okay. I just wanted to approach you. I have a list right here of kids I want to approach as I'm only taking 10. That's it. Same thing with the HIT if you want. Handpick. It means a lot more to the parents as opposed to, hey guys, we're doing a HIT training, sign up over there on the board. There's nothing special about that. So these are specific one-on-one invites.
All right, we got 3 more, Mets. I need you to talk in like 1.5 speed or 2x speed.
No
you
problem.
Can do that? All right, here we go.
I will try.
Summer Showdown tournament.
Have a tournament at the end of summer.
There we go. There's your 2x.
Hey, but by the way, if you're running training, super training days, mini seminars, but just over the summer, give the kids a reason to be excited to continue attending through the summer. Tell them we're going to have a big end of the summer tournament of champions where it's a great way to get kids experience in competition, a great way to learn from other kids that they may not be competing with or kids that are in different classes. And it's just an in-school tournament. We're just theming it to give them something to look forward to at the end of the summer. I mean, really, that's what it is.
Awesome. All right. This is a really great free community event, the Summer Bash. So a little bit different than the other ones that we've talked about so far.
So the Summer Bash, let me see this, Chris, because we've changed our flyers and we changed the themes and the names. What is this exactly? I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, this is the free community event, inviting family and friends, and we do prizes and classes.
Yeah. So one of the things you have, so look, the reason why I said we're calling this a Summer Bash. A Summer Bash is the same thing as doing an open house. It's the same thing as doing a anniversary. It's the same thing as doing a grand opening. We usually will run this from 10 to 2 p.m., 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on a Saturday. Cancel all classes. It's free. We get all our students to bring friends. We run classes. We have demos. We have giveaways. We have prizes. We have food. When I say food, it could be popcorn, cotton candy, snow cone machine. However, here's a key detail because this could be an hour lecture, this thing.
Yeah.
We ask all our students to bring friends to this event. For every friend that they bring, that student will get a ticket to win prizes that we're going to be raffling off that day. You bring 5 friends, you're going to get 5 tickets, rip them in half or put your name on it, drop it in the prize box. We're going to be raffling off every 30 minutes. We're going to raffle off prizes. You must have your prizes on display as you're building this up so the students see the different prizes that will be raffled off, okay? When you do the Summer Bash, we're having classes every 30 minutes. So as people are showing up, you're either shuffling them into the class or they're waiting for the next class to start, depending on how far you are into that class. You can't get your free snow cone and your popcorn, let's just say, unless your hand is stamped. Well, you can't get your hand stamped until you attended the class and broke your board or completed the class, then the instructor will stamp your hand. That way we get everybody in class and it gives us an opportunity to make an announcement about the special we have today for anyone who's interested in enrolling. Okay. And what we do is we do our mass intro special. Sign up today. It's only $50. That includes as many family members that want to enroll. And it includes uniforms for everyone in the family. And instead of 12 payments of X, it's just 11 payments of X. If you're interested, see someone at the front. Don't try, this is an hour lecture. If you want to make it simple, just say, look, we're doing a summer special for anyone who's interested. It's 8 weeks. It includes a uniform. It's only $149, but because you came to our Summer Bash today, if you enroll today, it's only $99. And then work on the conversions. It's just a way to get a lot of leads and students in the middle of summer. You can run this in the middle of July if you want, when it's really like slow.
Awesome. All right, last one. And this is kind of like a summer camp, but it's a mini summer camp. This would be potentially running something Monday through Friday, 12 to 3, 1 to 4 beforehand. I have a new chief instructor that started with me for a couple of months ago, and he sent me a message and he's like, I really want to do this kind of mini summer camp. Can we? So this is one that we're doing. But Metz, just real quick, can you talk about this?
It's just a mini camp with a specific theme where kids are coming in. There's no field trips. There's nothing. You could be 4 hours. You come in. It could be mini camps could be 1 week. This week we're doing this. You could do 1 week in June, 1 week in July, 1 week in August. You could do one day, like mini camp Wednesday from 12 to 4 or 8 a.m. till noon. The reason why I like 8 a.m. to noon, and it just is going to depend on you, is parents, for the most part, can drop off kids at 7:45 in the morning, take a lunch break, pick the kids up at noon and take them back to their daycare or their grandma's house or wherever it is. But it could be whatever you want. And we just have a different theme. Again, limit the number of kids. And it's just teaching a specific theme. It could be one day. It could be 1 week of the same theme. It could be Monday is this theme. Tuesday is this theme. Wednesday is this theme. Thursday, Friday is this theme. And then we don't do it again until the next month. It could be whatever you want. Okay. but it's just another way to generate revenue, but stay focused on just mat time, whatever it is you want to do on the mat.
All right, guys, here's your action steps. You need to get your summer trial special offer set up. We're going to help you with that. And I want you to choose 2 to 3. So based off of the 9 options we just went over, which is one that you guys are committing to? You're like, yes, 100%, I'm going to do the summer camp, or excuse me, the summer private training lessons, or 100%, I'm going to do the mini summer series. Let us know in the comments which is the one that you are leaning towards more. Gavin says private lessons for sure. All right, guys, let me see them come in. Which one? Hopefully you were taking some notes. I saw Rowlett taking some notes over there. Mini summer series, private lessons, self-defense, mini summer series, private lessons in the hit. Awesome. Super training day. That one's my favorite. So cool. Guys, you got options. Life is better with options. None of these options include picking up goldfish crumbs off your mat or your floors, or having to do head counts on field trips or any of that. And our friends over at Maya Edge are giving these 4 editable files for you. So you'll have the train for the whole summer, the summer mini series, the private lesson packages, and the summer self-defense series. So thank you to our friends over at Maya Edge. I just dropped the Google Drive link in there. Metz, wrap us up, sir.
Yeah, let me wrap it up with this. Listen to me carefully, everybody. Again, I'm going to say this. Listen carefully, okay? It's not which one of these you do. It's how well you present it to your customers, number 1. Number 2, if you guys know, because maybe you don't present well enough, maybe you don't build enough value, maybe you don't have enough rapport. I don't know. But if you know that when you do an event and you get a very small turnout, like let's say you have 100 students and you do a parents' night out, and you only get 10 kids all the time. You can't get more than 10. Listen to me, create the culture and limit these to just 10 and be disciplined. If you get 10 and more people want to say, you know what, maybe we'll open up another spot, but make sure you sign up immediately when we do it, because we do fill up fast. Get that mindset of filling up. Don't say you're going to take 40 kids and you end up with 12, because then it just doesn't look like, you know, other people are doing it and seeing enough value. Be disciplined, create the culture, and know how to present, build value. That would be my thought for you guys, or my tip.
Awesome. Guys, we'd love to hang out in person. We've got MayaCon at the Disney Coronado Springs Resort, June 30th through July 2nd. I'm going to drop the link here. We only have a handful of seats available. We've teamed up with the US Open. If you want to come hang out and learn more from myself and Mr. Metzger, we'd love to see you. And as always, if you need some help with your marketing, please book a free marketing audit at growproagency.com/survey. Okay. So we'd love to be able to see you in the summer. We'd love to be able to help you with your marketing. And can we just get some ones in the channel for Mr. Metzger for hopping on kind of last minute? I told him, I'm like, summer stuff isn't my favorite conversation. Will you hop on and help? And sure enough, he did. Always appreciate it. And again, guys, we'd love to see you at MayaCon. We'd love to see you at a free marketing audit for GrowPro. Metz,
By the way,
thoughts?
Anybody, and by the way, that's real. Rooms are almost full at MayaCon. But if you do come to MayaCon, that's in Orlando, like she said, at the Disney Coronado Springs. But if you guys make a trip of it, you want to come in a little early, a couple days, you are more than welcome to see our facilities, our schools. Like, this is one of the schools, right? You could tour, you could watch classes, you could talk to my staff team. We are fully transparent. You can see things that we talk about and teach in action. So the doors are always open for you guys. So hope to see you.
What about a ride in the Lambo? Metz, is that on the table? Can we do rides in the Lamborghini? What do we?
One at a time, please.
Well, yeah, there's only room for one extra.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Talk to everybody soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.